So Bangladesh is at a critical crossroads right now. The nation is staring down a pretty crippling energy crisis, but its proposed solution, well, it's one of the biggest bets in its entire history, a multi-billion-dollar nuclear power plant. This is a story of absolutely immense promise and equally immense peril.
To really get what's at stake here, you first have to understand the problem. Bangladesh is in the grip of a severe energy crisis. And this isn't just some abstract economic issue. No, it's a daily reality that's disrupting life and, honestly, stalling the country's economic engine.
And the impact is deep. We're talking long, snaking queues for fuel, universities shutting down early just to conserve power, and government orders forcing shops to close by 8 p.m. There's a very real fear that this could lead to social unrest and push the economy towards a recession. The situation is, to put it mildly, dire.
But in the middle of all this darkness, a massive solution is taking shape on the banks of the Padma River, and that is the Rooppur Nuclear Power Plant. It's Bangladesh's ambitious, high-tech answer to this whole crisis. So, how does this technological marvel actually generate power? Well, it all boils down to one incredibly powerful process: nuclear fission. At its core, it's pretty simple. You're taking a heavy atom, like uranium, and you're splitting it. When that atom splits, it releases just a colossal amount of energy.
Now that process builds into something pretty incredible, a chain reaction. It all starts with a single neutron hitting a uranium atom. Boom! That atom splits, releasing heat and, this is the crucial part, more neutrons. Those new neutrons then go on to hit other uranium atoms, creating a self-sustaining chain reaction. It's like a domino effect at the atomic level, generating this continuous, intense heat. And just how much energy are we talking about here? This comparison is just staggering. The energy from just 1 single kilogram of uranium is the same as burning 3,000 tons of high-grade coal. I mean, think about that scale. That incredible energy density is exactly why a country would bet so big on nuclear. Okay, so we've seen the need and we've talked about the science. Now let's look at the promise. What are the potential rewards for Bangladesh if this massive bet actually pays off? The headline number is this: 2,400 megawatts. That is the amount of power Rooppur's 2 giant reactors will pump into the national grid. And this isn't just a small boost. We're talking about a monumental injection of power into an energy-starved nation. And that power translates into some game-changing benefits. The plant could meet 1/10 of the entire country's electricity demand. It provides what's called baseload power, that's steady 24/7 electricity that factories and businesses desperately need. With a 60-year lifespan, it offers stability, it reduces the country's heavy dependence on expensive imported fossil fuels, and it could seriously supercharge economic growth. This is about so much more than just keeping the lights on. It's about powering an entire economy. And right here, you can see the sheer scale of that ambition. This aerial shot just reveals a project of immense size. Those massive cooling towers are these concrete symbols of technological advancement and a nation's determination to secure its energy future. You know, beyond the power and economics, there's a huge environmental promise. This quote from the Bangladesh Institute of Peace and Security Studies really highlights a key point. Nuclear plants don't emit CO2 during operation. For a country as vulnerable to climate change as Bangladesh, this is a massive, massive selling point. But every grand promise comes with equally grand perils. This is not a simple, clean story. We have to look at the other side of the coin now, the staggering costs and the very, very serious concerns. So let's just start with the price tag, $12.65 billion. It's the most expensive development project in the country's history, and almost all of it is funded by a massive loan from Russia, which, brings its own set of financial and geopolitical pressures. This table here gives us some really crucial context. In the proposed budget for fiscal year 26, the power sector is projected to eat up 41% of the entire national subsidy budget. That means a huge portion of public money is just being used to keep power affordable, putting this immense financial strain on the sector, even before Rooppur's full costs are factored in. And with this much money on the line, oversight is absolutely critical. The project has been dogged by controversy, like the infamous pillow scandal, where absurdly inflated prices for basic stuff were exposed. This really damaged public trust and raised a critical question. If managing the budget for pillows is a challenge, what does that mean for managing nuclear safety?
On top of all that, the project has hit some significant roadblocks. The completion date has been pushed all the way back to 2028 because of the pandemic, geopolitical conflict, and economic headwinds. And, of course, looming over everything is the ultimate challenge of nuclear power. What in the world do you do with the radioactive waste?
And this brings us to a problem that has no easy solution: nuclear waste. Sure, the plant will produce power for 60 years, but its waste will remain dangerously radioactive for thousands of years. It's a legacy and a responsibility that will last for countless generations. So after weighing this immense promise against these very serious perils, where does the project stand today? Let's look at the final countdown to Rooppur actually generating power. Well, the theory is about to become reality. On April 28, 2026, the plant is scheduled to begin loading nuclear fuel into its first reactor. This is really the moment of truth. By July or August, it's expected to supply its first electricity to the grid, at least on a trial basis, with the full project now aiming for a June 2028 completion. The payoff for this massive gamble is finally on the horizon. And this brings us to the final crucial question. Rooppur promises a future of stable, clean, and abundant energy. It's a pathway to progress, but it comes with a breathtaking price tag, logistical nightmares, and the permanent challenge of nuclear waste. So is this high-stakes bet the right energy future for Bangladesh? That's a question the nation will be answering for decades to come.